Okay, that's okay. Oh, now we're check. Now we're good. All right. Run that back again. Started from the beginning. My bad. What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games B.S, part of Den Media Group, presented by the MFTK Foundation. MFTKFoundation.com is the go-to website for all things MFTK related. If you want to help support the 7v7, if you want to help support our new exploits in terms of park ball, if you want to help gifts for good grades, which is coming up, all kinds of different things for you to be able to get active and involved into the communities surrounding the Big Bend, the First Coast, Atlanta Metro, and the Orlando Metro area. Hit up mftkfoundation.com or just go support the channel. Like and subscribe, do all the different things that you got to do. I just sent you the sports roundup email from the Twitter handle, Miles. But just that's kind of what brings this together. It's a great weekend for sports for me. Started off we had Jazz coverage on Friday. You had also on our channel, you saw the stolen stream of Mandarin, Douglas MacArthur, other stuff going on. And we have some other top matchups that are going to be coming up that we're going to be discussing here shortly. We had a really big, really, really good MFTK segment. I'm going to brag on my boys a little bit. We're still trying to figure it out. But once we talk about this sports, I'm going to tell you about how it went down. I'm going to tell you how proud I am, but I'm also upset a little bit about my guys because, but it comes with raising pits. You got to make sure the pit bulls don't bite you. And you got to make sure that they stay aggressive, but I got to get them to fear me a little bit more. We'll get into that in a second. But before we get into this, let's start our show off the way we start each and every show off with a solid word of prayer.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. Nobody wanna thank you, God. Thank you, God. Go.
Things that we're going to be getting into today. Obviously, we got to go with our MFTK. The high school roundup. Obviously, this is a B5 channel. We got some news that happened on Friday and some news that's going to be coming forward to make sure that we're one of the most well-funded programs around. Ed White did something interesting. We got FSU opening week coming up. Still Jaguars camp, injury shots, and then just BS that's just kind of happening. Basically, what we're coming down to is right here is that the potential is over. It's here. The season is here. We got to know what we got. It's officially on the clock. Roster cuts are coming for the NFL. Are you pretenders? Are you contenders? Just hit the like button, share, and let's get started. Let's get this thing started. With MFTK Stingrays. It talks about, got a little bit messed up here, but we played against the Soul Runners this past weekend, and we had and you could just show whatever those couple clips right there, Miles, or even if you got I know you got the clips on the Google Drive or whatever, but we can show some of the clips from the game. But Tyreek Hill's team, so Cheetah, that was his organization, which a lot of these, like, so we played against TME, which is Trey Man, the basketball player, right? That's what we played week one. And then we played Tyreek Hill's team. And now we play the Bay Area Jaguars. Have you seen the coach that said, punch me in my mouth and make it bleed if I'm lying? It's a guy, he's gone viral on social media. Really good guy. I actually can't wait to meet him to just tell him, like, hey, I like his social media content. He kind of explains park ball and a lot of these other different things. I will make sure we have his videos coming up because that's who's on the clock, the Bay Area Jaguars. They also have one of my former teammates that coaches for them. Just can't remember his name right now. He's one of them Haitians. He's tall. It's gonna come to me. It's Jay. I'm gonna go in his inbox and say, "Hey, we coming for that. We coming for you." I was gonna say coming for that ass, but you gotta say pause with that. But this was a big ass team that we played. This is a big ass 13-year-olds. Way different than when we played TME last week. But we came out and they figured they did something that was smart. They ran right down our throat. Drove down the field on the first drive. They were picking our guys up, trying to bully them. Our guys settled down. And I believe we threw, our first drive sucked. And that was me trying to get the feeling out, not having film on some of these teams, not really knowing what you are going up against. You got to just kind of get in how you fit in. And on top of that, I went from 12 players last week to 22 players this week. So we're growing. There's some cats I don't know what they can do. But oh my God. We got some lights. We got some light brights. We got some mixed breeds. And them motherfuckers good. Those boys got great hair and great running ability. And on top of that, everybody's nephew did well. Trey balled out. Trey did pretty good, right, Miles?
Yeah.
Like he's in his role, like played. We shifted him from safety to nickelback, or what we call a tiger back. And they didn't want to throw it like that, so we just started blitzing, and he was causing havoc and getting back there in the backfield. He even blocked the field goal. I mean, extra point, which is impressive. So he had his first first blocked extra point. But we have a running back. You got the clip on my. Oh well, the running back clip is just on my Twitter.
I was on it. I didn't see it.
If you like, it should be like the second. Well, Trey's isn't on there. Well, Trey's is on there. It's later.
I know he had everything. I was on your page. You're talking about your Twitter, right?
Yeah, Big Game James _36. Yeah. Wait a minute. No, it would be stout, not slim. You didn't put the underscore.
Okay. Come on. Kill one of these.
I just can't. That was the original one that you went to.
Oh.
The one that got bammed for a while. He's a running black, Bert, but he's black. He's definitely black. But he's mixed. Very, very mixed. Mom's a really, really nice lady. She said became highly recommended, which I love when we come highly recommended. But also, I can use this music. I'm going to fight it if they tell me, because I know Coley P now. Did not know who the fuck Coley P really was in the beginning, but Coley P's son plays for me. So, but this was like one of his first plays for MFTK coming in. Now it's confusion. We're on offense. But look at 22. Look at that note. Look at those D tackles. But by alignment, they're fucked. So we decided to go ahead and just ram it in. But let's go ahead and just play this. So that was one of his first plays from scrimmage, and we did that. And you can go ahead and just scroll down, and we'll come back up to that clip right there. But here's this is Trey. This is y'all nephew right here, blowing up right here, trying to get his family out the suburbs. with the nice clean gloves that he just picked up the other day. And then like I said, we did it on all offense, special teams. We missed something. Scroll back up. I thought I had Jason's on there. Damn, I don't have Jason's Damn, I didn't have Jason's on there. So all right, well, damn, Jason, we had some big scores once we figured it out. But go to these white women right here. This is what I'm sorry. Like we talked about this on the show about a year ago, maybe a couple years ago. We talked about how to create a big offensive lineman. I'm starting to think that this might just be how to create an athlete. John Brown talking about not cutting the product. Dr. Umar got to understand this might be the path to generational wealth. You might need to find one of these. And just like, I mean, damn, that one right there was kind of bad. Like that one right there was built. The green apple was built like a sister. Let's see when this one turns around. Okay, so she don't have no ass because she didn't turn around. She's not confident in it. She got something in the blue because it was clapping when she was going backwards.
It's more than likely not real, but
yeah, now that's real, right? Are you saying this is AI? Or are you saying BBL blue?
BBL in the blue.
Okay, she can get out of here, but then again, you never know. Like, but there's some athletes in there,
yeah, for sure.
And all I'm concerned about at this point in my life is making sure FSU is good at least by 2050. Because you're going to be creating the next 2045s, 2048s at this point if you're trying to get one of these. But two of my better players are mixed. And even Trey. Trey is technically mixed. He's Spanish. He's black and Spanish. But like, I'm going to be so fucking confused on 14U because it's going to be Jason and he has hair. And he's and then there's Carlos. And Carlos kind of looks like Jason, but Carlos is like Spanish and black. Trey is Spanish and black. And then I think Jamari is just black, just white and black. But they all got that fucking High School Musical hair going on right now. Trey's at least is getting nappy and starting to lock. So but that was fun. So we scored, right? And then to end the half, our quarterback throws an interception, I believe. And their guy crackbacks Jamari. So Jamari can take a punch too, by the way. Jamari got hit, and my puppies immediately said, nah, son, F that. And they went out there, and there was a whole brawl. Like, my guys got bucked. Had to pull them back. I had to be mad. You have to be mad. You don't want fights to happen, right? But I don't really care. They needed to fight.
They could watch this.
They could. But I'm just saying I got to be mad, right? I can't, like, excuse the fight. But is this it?
This is another run.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is this is Big Boy right here again.
I got really in the way of this one.
Yeah.
I almost.
Yeah, he didn't run it the right way though, but he still ran it good though. He's supposed to get his momentum going. He ran out of gas, but there was a holding penalty on that one. But they had 3 personal foul penalties in 6 plays. And in the last one, like they took a cheap shot at my quarterback, and then they tried to jump on Jumpman, and then Jumpman took the kid and body slammed him. And if the referees was just reffing the game appropriately, we probably wouldn't have been in this situation. And that's not a knock on them. One of the guys is a fan. One of the guys I know, like, I'm just like, they're humans too, but I'm like, hey, you got to throw that flag so that the kid doesn't feel like he got to police himself. Was that Carlos? All right, yeah, this is my other light-skinned kid.
Oh,
yeah, like this right here is just amazing. So, again, I'm pro. Like that guy with the bald hair right there, that was one of the guys who knew me from whenever. Now that's Jumpman, and that's y'all nephew right there, number 6. Now watch these boys right here. Unselfish play. Jamming up people so that Los can go to the house. Los was mad that we put him in 99, but it was the only jersey we had available.
Yeah, that's a crazy number.
Like I told him, Los got put in the friend zone. A girl put Los in the friend zone, and I said, hey, when you're wearing that 99, you ball out. Ain't nobody gonna put you in the friend zone no more, dog. And I told him there is no such thing as the fucking friend zone. They either like you or you make them so bitter for not choosing you because you the fly. You are the flyest nigga in the room.
Right.
Half of him can say that. Oh, well, Jumpman's your last clip.
I thought so.
On your Google Drive, it's the last clip. Like my man just straight up molested molested Jumpman. But anyways, it ended in a brawl. It was a great physical game. I gotta tell my guys, maybe let's not fight all the time. Let's try to avoid the fight. But they do not mind fighting. And I'm going to tell the coaches that immediately starting and before the next game, like, hey, I am going to do my damnedest to control my guys. But God damn it, if y'all start with that late hit shit, these motherfuckers will fight you. And to be honest with you, I'll be quite okay just getting ready for 7-on-7 season. But these guys are actually, we're good. We got a kid. And I want to give a shout out to my dog Robles. I have a center and a guard, Malcolm, who are really undersized. Robles was one perfect snap. We didn't have one bad snap. And that motherfucker that was on top of him was big as shit. And he was doing his thing. So, Polo Kid, I was telling them don't punch the helmet. What you do is you take your hand like this and you catch the ear hole. And you go, boom, cup the ear hole. If you do it the right way, you could go to jail because that's assault. But like you could fuck up somebody's eardrum by doing that. Like, yeah, like you could, and it really throws off the equilibrium. But all's fair in fighting. But I do that shit in real fights. But like, if you definitely do it with a helmet when they got, because if you punch but like you don't punch, you take your hand like this and you hit the face mask and then you drive up and then you try to get the helmet off. See, this is where. Did you find a hit?
The quarterback one.
Yeah, so like this is what happened right before we scored on the drive. And again, so I want to make sure that people don't think I got a bunch of goons. I mean, I do, but they just want to they want to play ball. But if you want to play other stuff, and this is Aiden. Aiden's going to be a really good ball player. But again, look at boom. So he slides, initiates the slide. Kid comes from behind, and I'm like, come on, dog.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Come on, Tyreek.
This is the Bangum.
And that's the other thing. They're not hard.
Yeah. And it's us. We're on the north. There was a shooting that happened there on Friday. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Like they got a whole school, young kids in motion. Like whatever. They no longer have a football team.
I'm sitting on the sidelines as a cameraman hearing people saying, "Oh, this is what I actually came here for. I can't wait to get started." I'm just like, "Oh, here we go."
Yeah, that's what We had Cole. Okay, so all right, he's a good person, right? But he's a fucking gangster rapper. We got a whole gangster rapper on our sideline. He got it. Maji, he's number 8. His dad was with Kodak. I think that might be the play right there, Miles.
Oh, really?
The last play. No, that's not it. That's not it. Yeah, but Coley P, and good guy, but like he got a rep to entertain. He can't be a gangster rapper and not do gangster shit when it's time. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta get gangster a little bit. But that's enough of the MFTK segment. Going into like those kids right there will be the next generation of high school talent that's coming in. That running back, Trey, all of that jazz, man. We did it again. I loved it. I had a blast. I cannot wait till this Saturday. I was in that bitch watching game film for the next team. I didn't watch game film for high school. But I'm over here watching 813 Jaguars ready to get active. Now, the biggest problem that happened is that your boy lost his keys to his rental car. So That's gonna be $250 that I gotta pay, and just I am not happy about that. So, like, if you want to donate to the cause, hey, your boy needs some bread, man. Please help me. But moving on to the before we get into that, week 4 we're going to be really, really good. Especially with limited practices. But this is where I always tell my guys they got to become more knowledgeable of the game. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If y'all keep throwing the ball on us, I'm going to show you how 7-on-7 translates to fucking to padded football. Because you throw the ball on us, that's what we want. We do that shit. Shout out to Puka. Puka got an intercept. Ben, he's Chinese, and I got a lot of mixed kids. All your varieties. Puka. I was wondering how Ben and his brother, how they look so Asian, and their dad looks kind of Cajun. He's a Simpson colored white.
No, I seen him. Because the only Asian lady.
But then I saw the mom, and I hadn't seen. So imagine you hanging out with somebody all spring, and you got Asian kids, but you ain't never seen. He ain't Asian, and I ain't never seen an Asian person. And then I saw the mom, like, now it makes sense. Them genes stronger than motherfucker. Like, if you told me, like, you see him, be like, you sure them your boys? But then you see the mama, and you like, all right, I know them her boys. But like, she cool, like they mad cool. His dad's just I go over to apologize to the parents about the fight, and they're like, nah, coach, that was good. We love what you told them. Like, shit, but sometimes you gotta fight, coach. I'm like, damn, boy, I got some ride or die parents, boy. These parents might cut you about me too. So I like that shit. I need more people who might cut you about 3-6, but all in all, it's time. By week 4, we should be really, really rolling. I am very intrigued about what our first game in Florida, our first game that counts in Florida Elite play. We've played 2 really good teams. That CME team was actually their top 12U team, and then this team right here was in Pop Warner. They were not in they are not in Florida Elite, but they were a really, really good sized team. 904 high school football action that happened. You had some really, really big games to kick off the season. Close, some upsets, some things that are going to put people on notice. I might not be there, but I'm still there. I got a young man, Zion, that Maynard, that I'm very, very, very involved in his life. He plays starting cornerback at Mandarin. There's just some things off field that did not work out for us to be able to coach. Won't get into that, but like, it is what it is. I still love Shawnquez Foster. I mean, I got to go over film with him. It's a lot of guys that are on that, like, and obviously we all know about Bryson the Right, as my baby boy calls him. But Bryson dropped a shoe on Friday, sold out in the hour. First ever high school football player or college, to have their own signature shoe. And he sold out in an hour. And you know what that means. That means great things for MFTK. Boy, we might be foolish out here. And we got some big commits coming soon for the 7-on-7 season, because my guy Colby does not rest. But we're going to talk about some of the games. I wish they had some of the videos for. Actually, scroll up. We may just watch News for Jacks do their rundown. Oh, no, that didn't have no video on it. Okay, I thought that. Wait a minute, is that? Nah. I was there. Somebody got in a wreck on Thursday, I believe, on Main Street Bridge. But anyways, Reigns had a battle against Oakleaf, 21-7. Young quarterback, little man still trying to get up under it. Reigns has a good defense. Oakleaf played them very, very tough. So you have to respect that. Shout out to Brian Allen in Lake City, Columbia, for upsetting Bowles with multiple force with a 5-star defensive end and a 4-star running back for the class of 2028. Nice got upset by Creekside, which I really don't understand what happened there. 21-14. The oldest rivalry in the state of Florida, St. Augustine versus Palatka. It's almost to the point where you can no longer call it a rivalry. It's not a rivalry if you never win. Ed White in overtime beat Trinity Christian. Really, really good game. University Christian on a walk-off field goal beat Ponte Vedra at Ponte Vedra. And those are the main games. Like I think somebody put in their First Coast loss to Reebok Trojans. Yulee, shout out to, so check out 7-on-7 doesn't translate, right? My 14U, we had Bryce, Liam, Duke. It's like and another kid. They had 4 guys from our 7-on-7 played at Yulee High School are starting right now as freshmen for Yulee High School, and they went out there and got a great victory over Baldwin. Shout out to my guy Liam at quarterback. A lot of people slept on Liam, said that Liam wasn't that good. Another kid, Justice, was better. Justice is really, really good. I don't want to shit on Justice, but like Liam has been really, really good. I appreciate Scott Jones for entrusting us and trusting the process through some bullshit that we were going through with that. I'm gonna tell you this: 2027. Don't let me get some of this shit secured because I'm about to start popping off really, really bad because y'all been fucking around and y'all think the lion don't got teeth. And I gotta give you the teeth. But going into this Mandarin game, it was on. I thought it was good. It wasn't on ESPN, which sucks. The boys deserve to be on ESPN for that one. But they made a road statement in Broward, at the Broward Open. But like, what's the point of going to Broward County, not being on ESPN, it just being streamed when we could have done that shit here in Jacksonville? But it was cool to go on the road. Hey, the boys got to stay in a hotel. They got to go to the beach. They was doing the little tic-tac dances. And, you know, Bryson got a chance to hang out in Miami for his birthday. But B5, first play of the game, interception for Bryson Wright. They tried to do a bubble screen. Bryson read it, ball hawk that he is. He had 2 touchdowns. My guy, Sean Foster, Chris, they had over almost 300 yards rushing in that game. Yeah. They got the highlights for that? I think it might just be one place with that Sports News. This is probably the big catch that probably. No, B-Mac did not go to the game. Me and B-Mac talked on Thursday. He was coaching up. B-Mac and Crow. This is the best thing about having stuff. Oh, yeah, I got it. Matter of fact, hold on, my bad. I'm sorry. Let me call my dog. I forgot all about this to tell him to thank you for even though his nephew played corner in this game. But he definitely gave us some pointers that I want to don't you give other people my credit, Ray Charles. I know who you are. Don't you give them my credit because they don't show them how to read the holes. Like it is a. Hold on, if B-Mac answers the phone, I'm gonna go with this. All right, he didn't answer. Never mind. It is. It's not what I want to do. I do want to give him. I will shout out. Cutback Academy. He trains him and Fatback. What's the Fatback from Fletcher? I can't think his name, but if you can tell, you can tell that James Coleman coached running back by their steps. You don't need to do a whole bunch of drills in an offense that I'm coaching in because it's your steps are going to take. Now, I can't do nothing past the first line. That's between you and God. But if you take your steps, by the third step, you're going to know where to run. With the way that I coach, I don't feel like doing a running back. I don't feel like training anymore. I might have to get into it because I don't know who's going to train my son properly. I know this shit like the back of my hand. But I'm so good of a running back coach that I left a whole seg. And all the kids that I developed still do what I tell them to do. But I can see that they lost track and lost their way a little bit because they're not getting it reiterated. But as a running back, my position coach, the great Billy Sexton, really hammered that in. He can't teach you how to see. That's why he recruited you. But he can teach you how to run block. He can teach you how to pass catch out the backfield, and then he can teach you the proper way to go. But this is probably the Bryson's catch that just, unfortunately, this young man was doing very, very well. But B5 gonna B5, and that's all you can do. Knox had plenty of time in the pocket. Wasn't a great throw, but that's just, what do you do in that? What do you do? Like, number one is a good corner. That's a great young man. And then, like, look at that. Attacks the hole. Now, go back, pull it back. This is me coaching. I'm sorry, Quez. I can't help it, Quez. This is all love, though. I'm probably gonna critique you on some other shit too. Let's look at this. That's fine. Just there we go. All right, cool. Can we slow it down or no? All right, never mind. Just play it. And I'm gonna tell you when to pause. Damn, it's ending me. Pause. Now, Quez jumps over the pile. But God, do you see where you got the arrow right there, Miles? Mm-hmm. Right there, and then you go up to where 74 is. Brother, you could have walked into that shit. Or that guy is on the ground. Go to the right a little bit more, and it's easier. This just looks cooler. Like, it looks, I've jumped in the end zone quite a few times. It just looks cooler to do it. But push play. He could have walked into that bitch. Yeah. Kept his feet. But unfortunately, nobody wants to see that as a highlight. But this one right here, he does walk into it, I believe. Great blocking by the O-line, though. Read the hole properly. Manny should have been called for a hold on that. Again, that's just great coverage right there. Yeah, he was on it. I apologize. Like, young man, there's nothing you can do about that. Like, that's just Spike. Oh, he slammed the fuck out of the ball. B5 just definitely slammed the fuck out of the ball. But great win. Should have been a blowout. Should have been a running clock. Sometimes we get into a situation where we go against what we know. And we feel like we got to show everybody we're smarter than what we are. Mandarin was up 21-7, driving. And they're getting 7 yards of fucking clip running the ball. And they stop running it to start throwing it. Now, Knox missed a wide ass open person. Like, I don't know what Knox was thinking. It was high or low. He got to get that together. But, like, if Mandarin would have scored, it would have been 28-7 going in the half. Instead, they settle for a field goal, 24-7. MacArthur comes in and gets a busted play, and then they score. And then they make the game. I think it was 20. I think it ended up being like 21-24 going into halftime. And then Mandarin obviously took over the rest of the game by doing what they do. And again, that was a great overall victory. Mason Peasel Brown, big game. He plays on the team with your linebacker. Oh, is that the wide receiver? Andre, is that he's talking about Ryan Peterson? If that's the wide receiver, he's probably we coming. We coming with the bread. Pause. 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 That's one kid. That's who I think that is. That's one of the kids that we're coming for to load up on that MFTK 7v7. That national team is going to be fucking just disrespectfully nasty. But Reigns, again, we talked about, they held Oakleaf to 7 points. The defense, and then just the people travel very, very well. But one thing I want us to stop doing as a people, like, here's one thing I would say about Reigns. Reigns High School has the best culture in the entire city of Jacksonville. What I mean by culture is their alumni and the way that the base comes out for the city for their team is incredible. They travel incredibly well. They have tremendous Pride, Itchy Bomb, all that shit. Like they do all that, like it's tremendous, right? But in some of that, we brag about things in our culture that aren't the best, and we know that, and it precedes itself. And it's not necessary, because that's not the embodiment of what Reigns Vikings are. I've seen a lot of them, phenomenal people, phenomenal football players, phenomenal coaches, but people go around believing that they're just some Moncrief thugs, which they're not. And the rules that they put out there, but like even just some of the stuff, like I can promise you Oakleaf didn't tell the referees to throw all of the flags that they threw on Reigns. Sometimes your reputation precedes itself, whether it's right or wrong. And I'm a firm believer of perception is not reality. Perception is only reality to losers. The problem is there's a lot of losers in life. That's why you got to win. And you got to keep doing your thing. And I think, it always comes out. The Ed White game, I believe, was Ed White's had put together two very, very good wins. One against Nice in the Kickoff Classic, one against Trinity in a classic. And I believe that Ed White versus Reigns next weekend is going to be the biggest game in the city. And if Ed White beats Reigns, holy shit. Like it's gonna cause a lot of riffles. And I think Coach LJ is a good coach over at Ed White. And they have the pieces, but they also aren't afraid of them. So that's one of the things that Reigns does go. A lot of people are afraid of them before they even get a chance to get into it. And Nice, they got a tough road to hoe. You lost to Ed White in the Kickoff Classic. You basically beat Reigns in the spring game to lose to Ed White, to lose to rival Creekside, to play your oldest rival in St. Aug, who is really, really good. That's going to be tough. But out of all the games, Reigns, Mandarin, Ed White, or Columbia, I would have to go Mandarin going on the road, Columbia number 2. Man, that's tough with the Ed White victory at 3 and Reigns' victory at 4. But I think Reigns has the better athletes, the better cats. I just think next week is going to be another round of really, really good games in high school. So kudos to the First Coast for having all those things. But I'm shifting to college football. It is game week. It is no longer about projections and what we believe. It is about FSU versus New Mexico State, Saturday, 7 p.m., Doak S. Campbell Stadium. Not Doak Walker Stadium, but Doak S. Campbell Stadium. They have a lot of things that they got to go for. Camp is where you find answers. The games is where you find out if your answers are correct. Like you got the test is basically you're studying, you're doing all these different things. We have 4 storylines that will equal to the 5th. The number 1 storyline is this: Ashton Daniels. What is Ashton Daniels to Florida State? And is he going to be better than Thomas Castellanos, which is the number 1 thing where we can't ask if he's going to be better than Jay Trav. That's unfair. We don't know what he had, and we got a chance to grow with Jay Trav and see Jay Trav go through everything. But we have seen DJU, and we know we don't want him to be that. And we have seen Thomas Castellanos. Can he be as good, if not better, than TC and going into that? What are we looking for in this New Mexico State game? Does he have the command and operation of the execution in which we want Florida State's offense to look over just stats? This man could go 25 for 30 and it looks shitty. And he can go 14 for 28 and it looked like he had command presence. Does he protect the football? Are they able to handle protections and different blitzes and different wrinkles that New Mexico State is probably going to try to throw in there? Can you stay ahead of the chains? Can he be a commander of the offense? Can he be a 1980s point guard, which is all you need your quarterback to be in today's game? You do not need a quarterback to go out there and just win you the game. You need a 1980s point guard, a guy who distributes the ball and puts it in the hands of the playmakers. And then every now and then he makes a great steal or he shoots a three-pointer that's able to ice the game and able to get you into positions in which you want. Too often do quarterbacks feel like I just have to win this game, and that's just not necessary. You don't have to do anything. Like, shoot, to quote my grandmama, you ain't got to do nothing but stay black and die. But I think if he's able to do these things, I think you'll see Florida State go well. This is incredible. We have a, what does that say, 97.1% chance of winning?
Correct.
That means if this game is close, Florida State is Mike Norvell is going. We're not even going to say we're going to feel the stove heating up. We're just going to say Mike Norvell is going to hear saxophones.
Yeah.
Like, because this isn't going to be a white. What is the white movie version of the saxophones playing?
That's a good question. It would be like maybe Godfather, when like, or type of Italian music, some type of mafia.
Because I know they made that saxophone in all the black movies in the 90s. When something bad was about to happen, that saxophone music got loud.
Someone's singing opera in a mafia movie. Someone's about to get, or a couple people about to get shot.
That makes sense. Right. The thing that we're looking for, the other storyline is the offensive line. Who are the five? And can they establish a physical identity against the New Mexico State? I want to see bullying. I have not, even in the 13 year, actually, that's a lot. Well, no, there were two bullies on Florida State's team in the 23 year, not 13, in the 23 year. And that would be Jared Verse and Braden Fisk. They bullied the Florida offensive line. They bullied the Louisville offensive line. That shit wasn't even Christian what they did. Jared Verse walked the dude walked the left tackle into the goddamn quarterback. Killed his draft stock. I have yet to see the O-line just be physically mean and nasty and just run through a motherfucker's face mask. Like, I just want to, I want to see stank. I want to look at them and be like, look at their pants. They're not even sweaty.
Yeah.
Like the line that I used to see, like, oh, they pictured Muskie. Like, I need a group of guys that are ugly and know that the only way that they're going to get a woman is by playing very, very well. I had a guy arrested there, one of my teammates, Big Mario, Big Smoke. Looked like Smoking Joe, looked like the Camel. Joe Cool, the Camel from Smith Cigarettes. That's what they call him. Well, I'm a little nervous about the white boy.
I'm like, I don't know how much of this we can show.
That's a walk-on. Got to be a walk-on.
Yeah, running the ball.
There's only enough room for one running back in the Northeast, in North Florida, and that's Xander Edwards. I can't have this creating a fucking pandemic here with white running backs. Funny story. My position, for anybody gets on me, don't fuck with me. Fuck with Billy Sexton, a white man that coached running backs. And when Pat what's Pat's name? I can't remember Pat's last name, but I love my guy. P. Diddy sells liquor right now, sells whiskey. Actually, I guess you can't call him P. Diddy now, but that's what we called him then. He was the white running back. He was a walk-on. He walks into the room. Coach Sexton says, "I'm sorry, son. You're in the wrong room." Like, he looks at him dead the fuck serious. And to his defense, It was a bunch of us, and there was only one other white person in there, and that was Joe Surratt, the freshman fullback. There wasn't a white running back in there. And he said, "You're white." And he's like, "I know, coach, but I play running back." He said, "Son, I haven't seen a white running back since the Betamax." For some of y'all who don't know what the Betamax is, it was between the VCR and it was between VHS and Betamax for what was going to be the vehicle for what we were going to watch movies on. It's kind of like Blu-ray and DVD, or DVD and it was another CD. It was like a CD thing, but like he told that man that he hadn't seen a white running back since like '87, basically. And that he had to be in the wrong room. Imagine a white man telling you this.
Right.
Like I said, I don't want to hear about racism from white people when y'all perfected it and invented this shit. And it's funny. Sometimes it's not racist as much as it's a descriptor. And he didn't want like again, I told y'all about what Mickey Andrews told my boy Kyler Hall, that he should be lucky because he doesn't recruit white people. A white man from Mississippi that played for Bear Bryant told a white kid from Lake City, from Live Oak, that he doesn't recruit white people. Alan put, "Do you ever see Coach Sexton?" I've seen him a couple of times. He had a stroke. In 2022, really bad stroke. And he's recovered well. I don't know if he's talking still, but I've seen him walking and doing stuff with his wife at a couple games that I've been to. The third theme that we're going to be looking for is the receiver room. Deuce Robinson, can his potential translate into more than just into really seeing him be that next level threat? The production is relative because he had 1,000 yards last year. So we know he can do that. But can he run multiple routes? Can he do what he talked about at the media day, where they can see him be able to play multiple wide receiver positions? Is he just a jump ball specimen? Is he a guy that can run a slants? Can he run routes open? Can he show a next move? Can Boggs stay healthy and bring the explosiveness? And who in this game is the reliable third and long target? Who is Florida State going to go after? Who is Florida State going to make the mismatch? We can talk about that at camps and scrimmages all day, but now we get to see it in real life detail. That's what we're going to look for. Defense. Are we going to miss tackles in space? Is Chris Jones is he real? Are they communicating in the secondary? Are they creating havoc and causing turnovers? Third down, cash money down. Can you get off the field this year? Can you bring pressure without blitzing? And will Jabril Rawls make himself one of the top corners in the nation? And that's what we're going to be looking for. And all of that culminates again. My son's in algebra. It's like, did I tell you about the story when I told the school about Trey? Because they tried to stop him from playing at Springfield. And I had to tell them that, like my son's algebra class, we're going to start with the equals and what's going to equal. My son's going to play at Springfield Middle School. Now, y'all can help and just sign the paperwork for him to play there. Or I can unenroll him. But either way, we're going to equal playing at Springfield Middle School.
Right.
So all of those things, those four things, equals what Mike Norvell has said, and he uses it every time he sees me. He always tells people, did you hear what I said? The standard. The standard is the standard, and the standard is over everything. The result should never be in doubt. It should be how much. We should cover the spread. Florida State at one point was one of the best schools at covering the spread. Do we look organized, physical, and prepared? Do we finally look like a team that just outclasses the classless? And do we have to play starters for 3 quarters? If we have to play our starters for three full quarters, I have a problem. This should be a game where we establish dominance early and often. You do not have the luxury of not killing an ant with a sledgehammer. You must do that in order for you to be able to get back to where it needs to be back. And you got to be able to put things on film that makes other people have to prepare for you. or you make it so dominating that the game film is useless. That's one of my favorite things to do in coaching. We played this school, Atlantic Coast, when I was coaching at Mandarin. Atlantic Coast, for the first time ever, since Toby had been the head coach, scored last year. They hadn't gotten past the fucking 50 in 4 years. The film was absolutely useless. That's how bad we whipped their ass. The only thing you can use the film for is formations, because you can't, that's the only way to do it. And I think that's when you know you have a dominating program. Billy, I forgot who. Yeah, Andre, I did tell that story. I told that to a kid. Yeah, I told that to a kid the other day. Andre puts James, who did Billy tell to jump off the stadium? As he said, no running back's worth 2 fumbles. I want you to put all your pads on, buckle it up tight, and run to the top of the stadium and jump. He's like, that's what you can do for me. Alan, if you could tell Billy and his wife, Coach Sexton and his wife, that I'm thinking of him. That man gave me a chance. Without that man, we're not here today. I say Billy when I'm not around him, but he's definitely going to always be Coach Sexton when I'm there. Like I'm talking about, this man had a full stroke, and I seen him. I'm sitting down chilling, and I stood up at attention. Like he can still make me run. He can't hurt me anymore. But like he gonna tell me I'm gonna take your ass back to Rockbrook. I was like, damn, man, my mama don't even live in Rockbrook no more, dog. Right to 1033C, son. Like, damn, coach. But going into there, again, college football is here. Loving every minute of it. And with college football comes things like the AP poll. And there was a time in life where all 3 teams were represented in the AP poll and represented high. Right now, Florida State and Florida are kind of on the downhill of where the program, downhill in comparison to program history. Miami is in the top 10. The AP top 10, I'm just going to go 7. Ohio State, I believe Ohio State's probably got one of the best teams in the nation. Oregon, Georgia, Notre Dame, Texas, Indiana, and Miami. With the University of Miami, here comes me speaking very highly of the U. The talent and the recruiting on top of the production of last season justify the national respect. You should feel like this is a great year for Florida State, but not Florida State, excuse me, for Miami. What they got to do is, can the results consistently match the roster? And can they manage expectation? Can Mario not be Mario in close games? Mario has had a propensity to have the most talented team and still lose to teams that he should not lose to. It's a translation problem, and it's not a talent problem, because to be honest with you, for the last 3 seasons, Miami has had an exponentially talented team. Outside of, I'll say 2023, they probably did, because 2023 they had the injury and quarterback situations. But when they got Cam Ward, you had the number 1 overall pick. There's no reason you lose to Georgia Tech. There's no reason you lose some of the games that you lose. Last season, there's no reason you lose to Louisville. There's no reason you lose to the 3 games you lose with the team that you had. Now, this year, you have a quarterback that has won at Tulane. He won an ACC at Duke. He's got the confidence to be able to do that. But can Miami stay out of its own way and continue to run through the ACC, win an ACC championship, and then go on to compete in the college football playoff and make another run while they're having another historic recruiting class that will help with some freshmen that are going to come in and impact next year and be scary the next few years. There's some teams that I believe shouldn't be ranked as high on this, but they are. And the crazy part is that, again, as I talked about, Florida State and Florida, both teams below 500 last year, I believe, that are unranked. And to be honest with you, the only reason you would rank either one of those teams would be solely based on the logo. But Florida State has an opportunity in the month of September to be able to earn not just a chance to be ranked. If Florida State can somehow down SMU and Alabama and go undefeated in the first month of the college football season, you'll see Florida State ranked as a top 10 team. And that's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to do, but it's not an unreasonable thing to do because as I've told people, I think that this team is more talented than FSU's team last year. And if you would have told me FSU would have beat Alabama, I'd have said you crazy and you smoking dope. Indiana's back in the top, is ranked in the top 10. They got 8 first place votes. And their coach has changed their expectation. No, people are no longer looking at them as a lovable underdog. They are the hunted program. And they have got to live up to the expectations of being the hunted. And I think that Kurt Signetti will have them prepared. That schedule's a little weird, but I think they play all the top teams at home. So I think they have one game that they just have to circle. And if they can prove that they can win that game, they're going to start recruiting better. It's going to be some issues. They're going to change some things, change the culture up in the Big Ten because I believe they play Ohio State, and that's the win that everybody's going to be looking for. The key is this: it's not about who finishes with more wins; it's who finishes with the expectations that are placed on them in the Big Three, and that's what I'm curious about. Is let me look at our handy dandy Hard Rock app. Oh, I gotta update the app, man. They over here tripping, man. You throwing me off right now, Hard Rock. Luckily, I got fast Wi-Fi. Thought I had. Okay, there we go. Let's look at college football. Obviously, we know Florida State has 6.5 6.5 wins. But what does Miami have? I can't believe Boston College has 3.5. They got to win 4 games, right? What does Cal Bears have? All right, Florida State's 6.5. I believe that they get the over on that. Miami Hurricanes over 10.5 wins. Do you think Miami wins 11 games? No, I don't believe Miami wins 11 games. I just don't believe it. You got to go to scroll over. It's like they have regular season win. We go wins ACC, and then that's all the teams. Going SEC. Oh wow, they got Alabama at 8.5. What is Alabama's schedule? For them to do that, that's kind of disrespectful in my opinion. They got the Florida Gators over 7.5 wins. Can we pull up Florida schedule? Miles got a rich balance. You been hitting, or that's just you got to keep the money in there.
I went from 60 to 440 in the past 2 weeks. Betting soccer. I don't even watch soccer, but I'm learning the rules. Florida Gator schedule. Here we go.
All right. So I believe they won the orange and blue game. Jokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. Scroll down.
It gets a little tricky.
Ugh.
Yeah,
5, 6.
who makes their schedule? How does this happen?
Ooh, shit, boy. It's at 7.5. I only got shit. God damn.
Let's see who can upset them out of it. I mean,
I think they're beating. So here's what I'm gonna tell you who I think they're winning. Before we even get to they're beating Florida Atlantic and they're beating Campbell. I believe they're beating Auburn.
At Auburn.
But I'm still going to believe. I believe they're beating South Carolina. I believe they beat Kentucky.
Damn.
I believe they beat Vanderbilt. Even if they beat Florida State, that's still 7. That ain't 7.5.
Up 7.5, yeah.
They would have to beat Oklahoma, which they play them at home. They would have to beat after they play Georgia, which I know they're not beating Georgia. I don't believe they beat Texas at Texas. Scroll up. I don't believe they beat Ole Miss. They're not beating Missouri and Ole Miss on the road. So the thing is if you think that they're winning if you think that they're going to lose 4 games, you're kind of already like gambling.
Yeah, real.
Because it's even I said 1, 2. I know we got 2. Let's just say the toss-ups. The toss-ups are Auburn, Missouri, South Carolina, Kentucky, Vanderbilt.
Damn, Vanderbilt's a toss-up too.
Well, Vanderbilt's been pretty good lately, so damn. I don't know who they got, but I think they're gonna win that game. But like, what's it? Auburn, Ole Miss, Missouri, South Carolina. See, the problem with this schedule is Auburn's a winnable game, but it's tough. It's on the road. Ole Miss is better than you. Missouri's a winnable game, but it's on the road. South Carolina's a winnable game, but they're comparable to you. And so, like, you're already playing to your level, right? And inside of playing to your level, you're playing above your level,
right?
Which means you're going to have to play exponentially better and be on point. And then you don't have a break until before Georgia.
Yeah.
But your season could be over going into your the first big rivalry game. Because you could drop Auburn, Ole Miss, Missouri. Perfect world, you go 4-0. Doubt it. But if you do, it'll be tremendous momentum. But you could drop 3 of those 4 games. Going into Texas, meaning that you could drop 3 of those 5 games going into Georgia, and like to be honest with you, you're already like you got Georgia, Oklahoma. Then again, so 2 teams that have more talent than you. Then you got to go play Kentucky, who's got a new coach that wants to spread it around, and then you got Vandy after that, right? Like, man, shit.
It seems unfair. From September 19th to pretty much November 7th, it's just struggle.
It's a tough road to hoe. Tough road to hoe. Getting into the NFL. NFL season's coming around. Last round of preseason games coming this week. More than likely going to the Buccaneers game. I'm not sure, not 1,000% sure. But yeah, I probably just drop the kid off at Mandarin and go cover the Jags. Leah Cohen is sending a message through the media to the team. And it's about, we talked about this on Sports Final last night with me and Chris Porter. He questions the energy and the intentionality. It's similar to what we got to get at Florida State with Mike Norvell. The standard, you won 13 games and now you want to be a perennial AFC South contender or playoff contender. You've got to be consistent. And he hasn't seen that in their game against the Panthers. I believe they won the Panthers practice. They practice way better. And tomorrow and Wednesday, you have joint practices with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And shit. Oh, I want to go see this Ruben Bain up front. Yeah, I got to go to that tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna be there. Be there. I might not go Wednesday, but I'm definitely gonna go there. Damn, boy. Hey, hold on real quick. Ain't nobody said nothing about my curls, man. It looking, I don't know if it's just the camera, but it's just they looking shiny. And anyway, my bad. But Leon Cohen questions that. And he's questioning energy, not the yelling and all of that other shit, but he's questioning the energy of these guys being intentional and attacking the details. You used to be the team that everybody circled, right? That's a win. Like you used to be the Browns.
Yeah.
Like now, I don't know. It's not an easy one. It's not an easy one. And you got to make sure you come in and you got to punch people in the mouth. And he's got to be able to create a sense of urgency when it comes to playing. They got a guy off the PUP list, Cole Van Landen, who's one of your swing linemen. He's going to play right tackle. He's expected to play right tackle this year. As Anton Harrison is becoming the left tackle that people thought he would be once they drafted him. It's now you kind of solidified your offensive line. And it goes back to what I was telling people about the PUP list. Don't be so worried about the PUP list. The PUP list is what it is. It's not as scary as what people think. It's just an opportunity to get people to evaluate other talent. And it eases players back into the regular rotation of what you need them to have and what you need them to be. Right now, he's just got to be conditioned and all of those things and start getting live reps with everybody else. You just need stability. There isn't an NFL team that has five, and actually there isn't a team anywhere that has 5 offensive linemen that are just can't miss. You don't have that. You just need guys to be consistent. You need guys to pinch a bitch sometimes. Not let the quarterback get hit in 2 seconds. Let it be 3.5. Devin Lloyd came back to Jacksonville on Friday night as a Carolina Panther. He did well, and the Jaguars are still trying to find a way to get somebody to replace Lloyd's size, his athleticism, his range, and his turnover production. Because we got to remember, before he got injured, he was leading the NFL in interception and was I lost money when he missed those games because I picked him to what. Also, Myles Garrett had a crazy year, which sucked because I had him winning the MVP, and I put my little money, my little pennies on him winning the MVP. Especially on passing downs, he was very effective. He could, because you didn't know if he was blitzing, and with his athleticism, he could beat you, or if he was just going to drop back into coverage. You got to find a guy. You just can't. I think they feel like they can replace him by scheme, but he is a tough person. But the person that you really need was Foye Oluokun, because he's the guy who handles communication, and he did some things in practice that were just really fucking impressive. Like he went and like spilled a block, did a spin move off of it, and made a tackle. It was just some kung fu karate shit. But this is why you got to get your younger linebackers up to speed. And then you got to make sure your safety play is on point. And again, what I saw in practice on Wednesday was Hines Allen, Walker, I can't think of it. I saw the front four be disruptive and but again, these guys didn't really play a lot in the preseason game. You can always replace production, but there's a difference between production and playmaking. Like we see big plays, we see splash plays. You need a bit of both. You need somebody who can be the consistent person, but you also need somebody who can be the person that can just get you out of a jam. But that's also why you drafted Travis Hunter as the number 2 overall pick. They just need somebody to take the moments increase the moments, and do some other things. We got highlights from the game.
Yeah, these are just.
Yeah, preseason games are so boring.
Yeah.
Like,
Hard Rock has action on them too.
I'm not that much of a degenerate.
Yeah,
the quarterback play too for the backups are just stinky.
Right. You don't even know how long they're gonna play in there for.
Like they're like the just like one. That's why T Law is T Law. But
Ooh,
no,
jeez,
that interception right there. I put out a tweet and I was just like, I want him to jump off the top. I don't want him to jumping off the top of the stadium isn't good enough. I need him to climb the crane and then just let gravity do its will. Like that was a terrible interception.
It's hard to watch.
Now Abdullah is really good. I like Abdullah. I like Muhammad. There are some guys that stand out for the Jags this offseason. But man, shout out to Tits for Fitz, Florida State's own.
Oh, that was him?
Yeah, he was doing his thing. But it's a interesting season that coming up ahead. But before, like, we should have put this, should have been with the MFTK segment. Go back to Park Ball. Shout out to Father Figures, CJ. We're looking to do some good stuff with CJ here, hopefully in the next couple weeks. Man, bro, like ladies, it's coming from Big Game. Y'all are beautiful. God did his thing when he made some of y'all. Now, some of y'all, he just been putting random parts together, but that's men too. I feel you should be able to dress however you want to dress. That is your right as an American. You do not control everybody else's eyes, but if we could just play this IG, I'm telling you, you are not. Y'all got to raise some. Like, they shoot too much around here. Y'all got to start raising some fighters if y'all gonna keep dressing like this. And there's kids, like, there's some mamas that was popping. We played the Bay Area Jags, and I got, matter of fact, I'm gonna send you this while we talking about this, Miles, so we can see what we're up against as a park. It's very interesting. But yeah, just play this. And the mama knows she look good. We know that the mama knows she look good. And she did this on purpose. And that's all I'm gonna say is yeah. Like, y'all can help me, right? And listen, there's some mamas. Damn, I gotta text it to you, I guess, Miles. There is there's some mamas on the 13U Stingrays. There's some mamas on the 12. There's some mamas all over the place, right? All I'm going to ask you to do, one, don't come up to me because it ain't gonna work. I like to win. And but y'all know what y'all doing when y'all do this stuff, and your kids see that, and these kids are cruel, especially in my age. Like, this is where they start really. They voices changing, and they starting to grow in places where they can't control where they grow at. So, like, just know, like, maybe wear some. Now, she ain't gonna be able to hide that ass, but maybe let's not put it out there like that.
I mean,
Maybe the makeup, you really got to do all that to be out in it, because it's hotter than a motherfucker out there.
It is, and it could rain
at any given moment.
It did. I got soaking wet.
Yeah, that might be where how I lost my damn keys. Diving under the tent.
I want to say some specific ladies I've seen, but I'm not sure how well they know you.
They don't know that been shit. Talk about them.
Who was the light skinned one that was tatted up?
In the
maroon?
No clue. Oof. No clue who she is, but that's a 11U mama.
God. Tight.
Never seen her before until Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, bad.
Yes. There was the bodysuits, ladies. Yeah. One, I appreciate some of you guys and what you've done to make sure that the bodysuit fits, right? Because I've seen bodysuits that don't match, right?
Right.
And I'm gonna give her a positive critique, because at the Jags game, I have seen this new. And I remember it just being white girls, but now black girls have found these. The basically the jean draws that they be wearing with the ass cheeks, because like the ass cheeks be outside of the jean shorts. No, they're not draws really, but like it's just they're wearing jeans, they're wearing jorts, but the ass cheeks are outside of the jorts, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, why are the ass cheeks out here like this? And yeah, so like, but
there was a Spanish lady there that was bad too. She was like a little bit heavier girl, but she was very pretty. I was just like, damn, there's a lot of baddies here. But it almost comes like a show. Like, I know that these girls are at a point almost competing with each other. And then the white women, y'all are, okay, I love white women. Everybody knows that. But y'all are so funny when it comes to the football game. You can catch a white woman at a football game today at any place in America, and they are wearing the same exact outfit. It is the same leggings with the same nondescript halter top or chin strap top. And it's just like, damn, you look like every white woman I've ever seen at a football game. They have a definite attire. Speaking of that, I got that link you sent me.
Yeah. And so this is what we're about to oh my God. Breaking news. Florida just decided to take the under, jam the under for Florida win total. They put Philo as the starter.
Oh wow.
Jam the under. But this is who we're playing this week. The Tampa Jags played the OTM Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes. And but this is what happened after the game. This is what you're gonna see at a park ball. Like, look at that. Appreciate that, Mom.
I'm bringing my ones to the next game.
Wow, she actually, that's talent.
I know, she's on a hard fence, like up there. Damn.
Yeah, that's some core strength.
With no problem. But again, if I'm a 10-year-old and that's my mama,
but look at the 10-year-olds.
This is not good. Oh no.
No judgment here. I just know this.
I don't know.
I swear to God. I swear to God. I can't do anything about anybody else's children. I only have really control over 2 children. That's James Anthony Coleman III and Kai Edgar Coleman. If my sons get up there and hike their leg up on the fence and start popping, I'm going to start popping. I don't even have a belt. I don't know if I own a belt, but I'm going to find a belt.
Yeah, number 100. First of all, there's 100.
That's wild. That is a wild.
Okay, right there, bam, cameraman.
She's back. She is.
Hey.
All right.
Cameraman. Yo, where's this Tampa?
I don't know if that's the Tampa team or if that's the or which is that the Jags? But like, look at the boys. Like, that's like not. I mean, never mind. Yeah, I'm no longer looking at the boys. Yeah, bump that. She stole the show.
Right.
This is what you can get at a park ball game. You basically imagine a world where you come together and you watch a game, but you get to see day shift at the strip club. That young lady, I mean, I'm no disrespect to her. I'm not trying because I'm not. Day shift strippers have a stigma. Typically, that's not your finest strippers, right? But she not bad. I mean, if I had like $40 and I wanted some wings, some well cooked wings, man, I go hang out with her. I go hang out at this game. Like this is good. This isn't like the most like I'm not gonna. I don't want her doing my taxes, but like hey. But yeah, I mean, like I said, dude, like people, Adrian put, I feel bad for. This is not the best represent, but this is what I'm not gonna let anybody do. I'm not going to let folks. That ain't me. That's them. You know what I'm saying? They don't represent me as black. Every black person don't represent me, but they look like they're having a good time, and God bless. But I do know it's going to be. I'm hoping that the rain holds off, or that the young lady with the white shorts comes when the rain comes, and that she continues to wear the white shorts. But what is the weather looking like for Saturday for those who want to come out? We have a 62% chance of rain on Saturday. We will make sure we put the flyer up for the Atlantic Stingrays versus the Bay Area Jags. But right now, the 13U MFTK Stingrays, we play at 4 p.m., probably 4:30, because the games are going to probably get knocked back a little bit. So looking forward to all of that. But yeah, so that's but again, that's a wild scenario. But yes, as somebody put, this is why fathers are important. And this is why sometimes we really do need to check, like have some checks and balances. It's okay to not show everything. But yeah, injury, man. So speaking of catching bodies, the one thing about preseason is the NFL has a lot of people that get hurt in preseason. But let's just talk about around the league, the injuries that are happening. Ashton Genty with an ankle tweak. A lot of things going on with that. Big, powerful running back. You need him to make sure his legs are fully intact and getting after it. JJ, we do know JJ McCarthy lost the starting job to Kyler Murray. I don't even think anybody trades for him. I think you just ride this out and keep him around because you're paying him. The one thing to notice to look for next week is because after Friday, after Saturday, you have to cut your roster down to 53 and then pick up your practice squad players the following week. So it's going to be a lot of changing and a lot of things going on. You have to you got to remember that you already know who the top 24 on your roster is. You're really trying, these preseason games is really to try to get 25 or really more so 30. You know, your top 30. You're trying to keep the top 23, the bottom 23 players on your roster that will fill you out. So that fills out your special teams and your key backups that you want to make sure you have in case anybody gets injured. And it's that funny time of year when you know football is coming around. It's going to be strong. But we got to protect. Nobody talks about, so again, getting into something else that probably should have been in our college segment, but everybody says, like, one of the things that's been screamed is protect black women from predators and black men in particular. But I know in my friend group, most of us lost our innocence to an older woman. I knew what I was doing. I don't know about y'all. Well, I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew what I wanted. I've always known I like titties and ass. I'm grateful, but what I have to do is prepare my son for this new generation of harlot that's out here, because he's gonna have to compete with old harlots and young harlots. And Brittany Renner, a woman who just her history is wild. And anytime you bring it up, people judge you. But this is what her message. If it was in jest, whatever. If I said this shit, you guys would call me a fucking not pedophile. What do you call it? A predator. She is a predator. She's like my daughter's mother. But let's listen to what Brittany Renner has to say, because guys my age know that you got to go find guys who don't know you were a hoe. That's why you date younger. But let's listen to what she has to say. This ain't no sound.
Try it again. 1 second. Let's try this again. Okay, bam. All right, let's see. Get with this trifling. Oh, did I miss it?
Damn, boy, I want to write down. Line to put, wasn't she Muslim 5 minutes ago? She was Muslim and with Kevin Gates.
Need a young NIL millionaire. If the rich one is coming right now, then you shut the fuck up and let me talk to him. And he literally was like, let's go out. I need a young NIL millionaire. I need that.
Polo put the best thing. That's the scary part, because I ain't gonna lie. That's 17, 18, 19, 20, 25, like your old me seeing that. I was like, yo, I'm trying to see what that
I need a
be like.
young NIL
But,
millionaire.
it's just a tough.
If the rich one is coming right now, then you shut the fuck up and let me talk.
Your sons, because they coming, and but this is why people talk the way they talk, and unfortunately, she doesn't see. She's a very pretty young lady, very pretty. I can't say young. I think she's the same age as me, but she's very pretty, and but this is all she believes she's talented at, and there's a place for that. There's hoes all in the Bible.
34. I thought really?
Oh, okay.
I thought she was older.
Yeah. So she's got a young player that, she was, but this is why I always say, like, the funniest thing is when you look at it, like, women will tell you that I remember the girls getting picked up by the dope boys, and they couldn't date us because we weren't mature enough, and they were more mature, because that's the stigma that women have, and you're not. Your body's physically mature. You're dumb as a fucking box of rocks up top. All of us are. Not just you. Just all of us are. Yet your vagina just becomes a baby factory before our semen comes. That being said, you get preyed upon and you allow it because you go for that, and then you won't date anybody your age. And then what happens is you've denied all the people your age, so that once we all get of age and now you're ready to settle down, none of the old dudes want you because we heard about you. And now you go younger, and now the young guys still can't get the girls their age. So the people who want them are the older women, and it creates a perpetual cycle. Which, here's how you get out of it. It's how Bert says. This is why you get you a passport and go to the Build-A-Bitch factory. Go get you one that wants a passport. Be like R. Kelly in that song. Do you want your passports? Do you have your shots? Do you have your passport? Do you have your, or like, just, you might have to go do those different things. But yeah, I gotta tell my son that this is where I have two boys who will be trapped, who will be this because of for two different reasons. Trey don't give a shit, so that makes him more attractive to women. Like, the girls love the fact that he's nonchalant and they can't do anything to get his attention, so they do more shit to get his attention. And Kai is a smooth talker, and that just, I got to make sure that they protect their ass. Morgan and Morgan, have you heard what John Morgan tells his kids? They can marry whoever they want to marry. They cannot be in the trust unless they sign a prenup.
Oh, wow.
You will not inherit any money unless you sign a prenup. And I thought that was genius. Cause he's like, you ain't fucking up my money. Like, he's like, you fuck up your money all you want. Go create your own wealth. But if you want to be a part of this billion, because again, it's not about taking the kids out, it's about not protecting her. And I'm gonna probably keep it a bean, like with the boys. Like, yo, you can get mad all you want, and I'm gonna explain to them what a prenup actually is. Like, any new money she's entitled to. You're just not entitled to the money that you came into it with. And the minute that she pays $1 toward that, if you don't sign it, it's no longer a protected asset. So it doesn't take a woman completely out of it. It just means she can't make money on what you already have. So yeah, so that's but again, you got to protect them from these Jezebels. They out here. They are out here. Or you just have fun. Have fun. I think not a lot is said in that and just the having fun realm. Like you gotta treat them like they want to be treated, as my godfather MC says. It was a little bit different type of song, but you definitely gotta. She doesn't want to be treated right. She wants to be treated a specific way. But yeah, so that's a wild statement. Protect Jeremiah Smith at all costs before this chick comes to it. We're gonna do a little bit different. I didn't find any food, but we're gonna do this BS or bust, going back over some of the statements we're coming into this, and just anybody in the chat wants to get involved with this. Let's go on here. So we're gonna call BS or busting on some of these statements. Does Miami deserve? And you can think your opinion on this, Miles. Do you think Miami deserves to be ranked the 7th team in the nation?
The 7th?
Yeah, top 10 team.
Yeah, I do. If you go to the national championship game, I think you earn that, and because they tend to look at the AP polls later, that they should have some benefit of making it so far last year.
Definitely agree with that. I'm gonna go with that'd be a bust. Miami deserves because of the talent and what they return, and they've earned the expectations.
Yeah.
Until proven otherwise, I think that's a reasonable ranking, and though it pains me to say that, but kudos to them. FSU's season opener against New Mexico State, 7 p.m. Doak S. Campbell Stadium on the CW right after Gilmore Girls. Is this opener meaningless? FSU's opener is meaningless unless it's close. I think that's a true statement. I think it means absolutely nothing unless they're fighting, and then it means everything for all the wrong reasons. But it's on CW. The CW, the weirder things, that's when all the weird games happen. That is the one channel I never want to be able to play on. Like I'd rather play on Jefferson Pilot Sports or like just what was the other one? Sunshine. That's crazy. I never played on, like, we did play Duke on pay-per-view once. And that was the fastest college game I've ever played. It was like playing in high school again. But they I would never want to play on CW. I'm sorry. There's just nothing about that makes me. It's not why you sign up to go to Florida State or the ACC. But I think execution and identity matter in this game more than anything else. But if they execute and they show an identity, then the game isn't meaningless. But if it's close, then shit, whatever. Getting a little 904 talk. Obviously, Mandarin is Mandarin, right? Reigns is Reigns, the defending that state champion. But Ed White beating a Trinity Christian. Are they does winning one game make you a contender? I don't know how much you know about 904 football, Miles, but I'll just get it. I think I'm not sure yet. You gotta win this week or play well this week because they go up against. Wait a minute, is it this week or next week? No, my bad. In 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we'll know. If they're able to compete and play like that against Reigns, then they're it. The Jaguars should be worried about their offensive line. I think concern is appropriate. Panic's not. And based upon these predators right here, do NIL athletes take mandatory lifestyle and relationship education classes so that you can stay away from these whores? I don't know. Is whore a strong word? Too strong a word? I don't want to be labeled misogynist, but you know, I think we could call Brittany that, right? It's not about her body count. It's about who she targets that makes her a whore. I don't really think if you can have all the lifestyle class. The one thing I always tell people, I can tell you I can give you all the advice. I can tell you exactly how this story is going to end. And you're going to still do it. Like, and I told her, like, you're not going to listen to me. Like, why you say that, coach? You know how I know you're not going to listen to me? Somebody gave me all that same exact advice. And I said, nah, son, it ain't going to be me. I'm going to be the first person to be undefeated against. Miles, have you ever watched Boomerang? I know that's an older movie. All right. So Boomerang is those are the movies they should be redoing. Classic movie. Eddie Murphy had a run in the early 90s, late 80s, mid 90s. Then he started doing Norbert and shit got weird. But like Nutty Professor was when he really started getting into the high budget ones and stuff like that. Those were good. But like Boomerang was the first time that we saw a black people. They didn't want to back it because there were no white people, no successful white people.
Oh wow.
It showed all corporate black people. And they couldn't believe it. They said that was a make-believe world. and that's what the critics were saying. It's a phenomenal movie. But there's a scene in it where David Allen Greer's dad was Pops, John Witherspoon. And I forgot the auntie, but like they always played the same roles like their whole life. And I hope to be this dad hanging out with Trey and his friend. He's like, Marcus. Like he comes in and my uncle did this to me at my grandmother's funeral in New Jersey. He had on a suit, right? And I knew he had on a suit. I've never seen my uncle in a suit. I said, you look good in that suit. And he was like, you know what, B? I was waiting for you to say something. You know, I thought this was really good. And I figured this is my mom. I could do. He was so proud to be able to say it. But like, John Witherspoon had a mushroom suit on, like mushroom brown with like little mushrooms and shit on it. And he goes in, he said, that's a good suit. He's like, I wanted you to see this, Marcus. Look at the inside. He's like, it's little mushrooms. And look at the belt. You gotta coordinate. So shout out to my dog, Bud. Thank you, Bud. Bud, you done came through in a bind right now, Bud. I needed that. I say this to say Pops comes in. He said, now, Marcus, tells me you pussy whipped. And he's like, have you ever thought reverse it? Whips the pussy. Like, it's like that would be me. I want to be that old man that could just say that. And you pussy whip. You ever, like he's just and the way he does, he's like, you ever think he's eating? You ever reverse it. Whips the pussy. And that's the only way you can get through to these boys. It's telling them, like, you pussy whipped. Go whips the pussy. Like, don't listen to this shit where people, like, women don't listen to the women that tell you that you're a pick-me. And men don't listen to the women that, the women that say you're a misogynist or whatever. And don't listen to the simps. You simp for who you want to simp for. Like, for people who deserve it. And you pick me for those who deserve it, ladies. And for them other people who don't deserve it, realize just that's just fun. That would be my game to a lot of them, and wrap up, because
that part,
they don't even talk about STDs like they used to. Like, that's the scary part.
Yeah. Well, now they got so much.
Yeah, but
wrap up
again, because of Brittany Renners, and she wrote in her book that she had an infection, and she knew she had an infection, and she slept with 2 dudes in the same day. And
oh gosh, that should be illegal.
Unprotected. And it was wild.
Go to jail.
Definitely should be in jail. In closing, potential season is over. MFTK Stingrays, well, I'm gonna force down y'all throat. Gotta turn development into improvement. The high school teams learn rankings don't tackle. FSU can see if FSU is going to be back or if they're going to be back to what they've been. And the Jazz get to decide whether last season was created by hunger, if last season has created hunger or comfort, if it was a fluke, or it's what's going down. Make sure y'all like the show, subscribe to the media group, support the MFTK Foundation. MFTK all day. I appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me, and we will see you guys on Wednesday.